Completing an Easter egg provides the majority of zombies players with a sense of satisfaction. For some, however, this isn't enough, and their satisfaction comes from completing it fast. Like, really fast. Treyarch offers a calling card for players who can beat the Liberty Falls Easter egg in under 30 minutes. However, some players wanted to take that to the extreme. This is the story of how runners maximize and optimize to the extreme to achieve mind-bendingly fast completions. After the world watched the first completion of Liberty Falls by the team of Noah J, Freckleston, Codename Pizza, and Chopper, the first ever time of 1 hour, 1 minute and 14 seconds had been set. I should note that this video will cover the any % Easter egg completions and include plenty of tech and glitches throughout. Liberty Falls is one of the easier maps that we have seen when it comes to an Easter egg completion, which was expected when it launched aside its bigger brother, Terminus. Runners begin with the simple goal of spending 7,500 zombie essence to reach the church, then upgrading their weapons with Pack-a-Punch. This begins a fetch quest for creating the wonder weapon, the Thrustodyne M23, also known as the jet gun. Then, runners may begin the Easter egg, involving filling canisters, shooting mini bosses, and finally squaring off in a mini boss arena. While the Easter egg is not the most complicated or difficult, this very fact allows for incredible speedrun viewing, as racers look for new and innovative ways to best one another, each being even more lucrative than the last. While there were some optimizations shortly after the Easter egg discovery, none were quite like the breakthrough of Freckleston's run on October 26. This used the canister duping glitch, a glitch where you could pick up and drop a canister at the same time with the pano device in the church. Freckleston used this to shave the time down to 20 minutes and 59 seconds. This was a tech that was carried over from the last round-based zombies with Mauer de Toten. And although this skip shaved off an enormous amount of time, if you thought that maybe the main skip here, you will soon find out it's just the beginning. One important feature in Black Ops 6 Zombies is the inclusion of the Rampage inducer modifier, which is the lamp in the starting area of the map. This inducer increases the aggression of zombies, which will importantly include speed in which they reach the player. It adds even more risk of going down much faster as more zombies swipe, and with some gamer subs code Evan level aggression.
What a sellout!
This is for the reward that you will be gathering zombies for more points and faster times. This inducer is used in every run you will see, and while Freckleston's first run was impressive, the time would move down more and more in just a matter of days. The next 3 records were all taken by a runner named Sable, starting with a 1943, beating the previous record by 76 seconds. Firstly, he may not have got lucky in getting the ray gun from the vending machine, but he did get it from the box. The vending machine acts as a box of goodies, from ray guns to weapon upgrades and other helpful items. He also got much luckier with the shed key from the groundskeeper, getting it 41 seconds earlier than Freck. After that, because he had a ray gun, his boss fight was about 25 seconds faster. One advancement used by some runners was the use of colorblind mode to see zombies easier. Sable also utilized a skip called the LTG part skip, where you can suck one of the parts from above the rooftop instead of jumping on the truck, saving a few seconds. Sable's run of 19 minutes and 24 seconds was actually slightly slower in the early game. Sable swapped his ASG at the beginning for an XM4 and didn't get the ray gun from the box. However, he did get a legendary ASG, which allowed for him to make up some of that time lost simply during the boss fight with some bonus DPS of about 248%. Normally, you would have to use scrap to upgrade your weapon like this, but since he got a legendary ASG from the box, that helped a lot. Sable also got the Mangler as his mini-boss, which is much faster than the more challenging abomination that he had in his first run. This was also the first run to use the Aetherella strat. However, he did not actually use it effectively, popping it much earlier than he intended. Treyarch included a whole bunch of side Easter eggs into both Terminus and Liberty Falls. Some of them are pretty gimmicky and fun, like sinking all the pool balls for extra points, while others, like the Aetherella transformation, were so impactful they became mainstay for any speedrunners after this. For this Easter egg to work, the jet gun needed to be in hand. There are 9 statues, 4 in the comic shop, 1 on top of the bank behind the plywood, 1 in the brick window headed to the church, another near spawn, and another near the bowling alley. The final one, the 9th one, is outside of the church, and using the jet gun from inside will actually suck the statue in the perfect position to be used for the final fight. This is because once you collect the 9th and final statue, you become the incredible statue. However, Sable's most impressive time of 18 minutes and 19 seconds did not fall foul to this same early popping mistake, where he would go back to the ASG as the starting weapon. He made up for all of the time lost by having the godly combo of the ray gun and the Aetherella in the boss fight, saving a full minute over the previous record. Even though huge time saves had already been discovered, Liberty Falls was still relatively new, and it made sense that the route was going to take some time to really refine and figure out. This is when a runner named Flindex came in, and his time of 15 minutes and 30 seconds really took the main stage. One of the big optimizations was discovered in the zombies loadout system in Black Ops 6. See, ever since Call of Duty Black Ops 4, there has been some form of weapon loadouts to bring into zombies, but in Cold War, there was a whole systematic change to include the new currency outside of points named salvage. Salvage is like zombie scrap that drops from them, and it's important to buy armor, upgrade weapons, and purchase the especially important score streaks that would be used in every run. It should also be mentioned that suppressors allow for salvage to drop from zombies more often too. This is why you will see almost every single runner using a suppressor throughout all of the runs. Flindex was going to always use the Pack-a-Punch GS45 Akimbo named the Sally and Fourth, since the explosive damage combined with the perk PhD Flopper made them a must for pure explosive chaos. But the GS45 is a wall buy at the start anyways, so you would always have the freedom to pick them back up and use something else beforehand. Therefore, Flindex swapped out the ASG shotgun and instead opted for an assault rifle to both kill zombies from distance and take advantage of the bonus suppressor salvage. For further salvage efficiency, he used an Aether tool side Easter egg to upgrade the rare GS45s. Saving this salvage from not upgrading his GS45s allowed him to buy a Mangler cannon faster, which greatly expedited his building of the jet gun. To save a few extra seconds, Flindex also used the perk animation skip. Simply diving into a perk machine or knifing a perk machine when buying it will get rid of the animation. It sounds small, but just like my wife says, it's how you use it. My wife is my hand. This resulted in a 15-minute and 30-second run. Almost 2.5 minutes of time saves in just this change alone. The next run that was set was by a runner named Jetlag with a 15-minute and 20-second run. This run was almost identical to Flindex's 15:30. However, Jet made up some small errors that Flindex made when failing the second LTG and was able to enter the boss fight 10 seconds earlier. The next run was a 15:07 by BDog102. This run skipped Pack-a-Punch by getting a raw Ethereum crystal from the vending machine, saving time on the point grinding. This particular skip only saved a few seconds in the overall run, but it showed the potential that RNG may still pose in a relatively RNG-free map. He was also very efficient on the jet gun valve. He completed it 10 seconds faster than Jetlag. Going into the boss fight, he was 30 seconds ahead, but a poorly timed attempt at a new skip cost him the first sub 15. The Aether tool skip was another key piece of tech that runners have placed into their runs. This tool normally allows you to escape zombies by turning into a ghost-like state, similar to what Mob of the Dead's Afterlife mode was like. But normally, you're not supposed to have that low gravity that Mob of the Dead offered. This upgrade came with the side effect that runners discovered, which allows anyone who uses it to bypass height restrictions when popping it, and the tool sends them onto the nearest ledge as long as they slide when activating it. This allowed skips like over the cars in Spawn and the second floor of the motel to build the jet gun to happen, saving a bunch of points and time. Although these runners' times were impressive, the 15-minute barrier still remained intact until BDog102 utilized the Mangler glitch. BDog saved 30 seconds on his jet gun craft. He did this by getting to the valve earlier and doing the jet gun valve glitch. This is done by shooting the last shot in the Mangler cannon and then interacting with the valve at the same time. In this run, he doesn't poorly time his Aether shroud skips either and saves even more time. This resulted in the first sub 15, a 14-minute and 40-second record. But it wouldn't stay for long, as a runner from a whole different game that we have talked about before on this channel came to take the record from BDog, Snazzy Rock. Now, I've covered him on this channel plenty of times from soloing Destiny raid bosses, but never for Call of Duty. And not only will you be hearing about him multiple times in this video, but in this case, he took the record. The first improvement on this run was actually something B-Dog used in his most recent record, the use of a free double point side Easter egg to help skip some of the point grinding early on. Snazzy also had the blessing of RNG with a second double point drop that happened to drop from a zombie. The discovery of more and more side Easter eggs was one of the main reasons why runners continued to better each other over time. This allowed Snazzy to almost completely skip the bowling alley point grinding section of the run, saving just so much time. Snazzy also had the PhD slider augment Tribologist, which made his movement much faster. Augments in general are a huge boost, and as runners have unlocked more and more of them, we've seen times tumble down. Not only do they add to the build potential and survivability of zombies, but they drastically affect on many sections of a speedrun. However, the nature of speedrunning means that although a newer skip can help you break the previous record, like Mangler can and Valve skips, it will likely be used against you by other runners to reclaim that very record from you. And therefore, Snazzy's first record of 14 minutes and 23 seconds was short-lived, as B-Dog took it back with a 14:18. Really, this run was taken due to B-Dog building the jet gun about 10 seconds faster due to some slightly better movement. He also saved a lot of time over Snazzy's because he got the Mangler high-value target in this run instead of Snazzy's Abomination HVT. Like we've said before, getting better RNG on your high-value targets can cause for some better runs. It can either be a super version of those 5 million Manglers that spawn, or Cerberus in the form of an Abomination, and B-Dog got Mother Russia here. Blindex was not done, however, and with a 14 minutes and 4-second run, he proved just that. This time save was not due to anything too groundbreaking, with the main difference of his run and B-Dog and Snazzy's run being salvage luck. Blindex got far luckier on this one, but he also used another new side Easter egg for a free insta-kill near the church that allowed him to blast past all of the salvage grinding Snazzy had to do to save a couple of seconds. He also did a bunch of extra grinding on this run for more points, thus letting him buy stamina, which of course increases the player's speed, especially with the augment dasher to gain more slide distance and speed after lethal grenade kills. Since you can pick up tomahawks unlike any other lethal, it's just an easy choice to use those for this augment. Blindex ended up saving about 5 extra seconds this way. By this point, the majority of main skips had been discovered, and yet the 14-minute barrier remained to be broken, meaning that the only way to break through would be via optimization alone. In comes CBR and N and B-Dog's times of 13 minutes and 45 seconds and 13 minutes and 21 seconds respectively, with CBRR utilizing 2 suppressed weapons for max salvage and getting lucky with not only salvage but with drops like bonus points and nukes from random zombies. B-Dog fully optimized his starting weapon bullet velocity in the loadout to make hitting the free double points in spawn far more consistent, but this one was also just more optimized. Overall, it looked like Liberty Falls was pretty damn optimized, as we had now reached a point where luck with such things as salvage and power-ups and execution was starting to make much of the difference between times, and therefore with over 21 seconds to make up to break the 13-minute barrier, it seemed unlikely that it would be broken anytime soon. In comes Snazzy Rock. Snazzy bought stamina when B-Dog decided against this. On top of the run itself and Snazzy's own skill, like every other runner in this video, this helped contribute to far better movement throughout the whole run, which I calculated to be about 30 seconds worth of time save. This run is the current world record of 12 minutes and 55 seconds. And when I asked him about this one, I was expecting to find out something groundbreaking that other runners had missed, but that's not what I heard. He just said that this was a big time save of animation cancels and Aether skips, but mostly it was just cracked out execution that did it with a bit of salvage RNG playing in. But Snazzy was quick to say, however, that this category was far from over. In fact, if RNG was more on the side of a player in this run, hypothetically, someone could smack the vending machine and get a ray gun to drop, allowing for points to be spread to door buys a lot faster. This is where the video should come to an end, and where I originally had finished the recording, but in a very unexpected manner, there is one last grand twist to this tale. CBRNN optimized even further to dethrone Snazzy's record with a run of 12 minutes and 52 seconds, before improving his own time just a day later with a run of 12 minutes and 36 seconds. However, as Snazzy had said before, this race was far from over, and it seemed inevitable that someone would break CBRNN's new record of 12 minutes and 36 seconds sooner or later, until Treyarch stepped in. 4 days after the new record was set, Treyarch stepped in with a patch that, among many other things, patched the canister dupe glitch that was fundamental to every single speedrun time in this video. This dupe was a monumental time save, and it's hard to see how any optimizations or future glitches will replace this time save. And so, maybe Snazzy was wrong. Maybe the speedrun race for Liberty Falls is over for now, and CBRNN's time of 12 minutes and 36 seconds may just be unbeatable. What do you think? Will it ever be beaten? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.